Hi, welcome to BehindTheMaskPresents.com, weekly Walking Dead podcast talking about episode number 4, I think, Indifference. Pretty big episode. I gotta say to start off here that it was really nice to get out of the prison for a day.
Yeah, totally.
I don't think we were there for maybe all of a second. I mean, along with that, we didn't have people like Glenn or Maggie in the episode, which I didn't think was too bad. It kind of didn't. It let us focus on the couple of characters that we had to focus on for this episode.
We actually got focused on Bob quite a bit, which was nice.
Mm-hmm. He's a drunk still.
Yeah, got a little backstory behind him and his alcohol abuse.
Yeah, but it was like everything that we all already knew, though. It was nothing like twisting, right?
No, I mean, it just shows that he was really desperate for a bottle of booze if he's willing to almost get pulled into a giant pit of zombies just for half a bottle of really old cognac or something, whatever it was.
And that scene with him in there with the bed and everything, which I think he used to live there.
Oh,
There's some sort of emphasis on that. I saw him because he knew right where to go, and then of course he found the bottle and everything, and looked like somebody was sleeping there for a while. So I think
I saw that it looked like somebody asleep there. I didn't even put together he might have been the one that that might have been where he was sleeping at before he found them or before they found him.
And basically that could tell you who came out with or maybe he made a strand of the infection or something, because all the zombies had blood coming out of their eyes and shit, and he could tell right away that they're all infected with the other virus too.
Or maybe since he was living there, maybe he bumped into something, accidentally unleashed something. Who knows?
Like Return of the Living Dead style.
And I know Bob's an alcoholic and all, and he's got a problem. He's got a craving. He needs his fix, but there's really no excuse for him to just grab that bottle of booze. Because was I correct where he didn't grab any meds? Isn't that what Daryl said?
That's a veterinary hospital. There's ketamine there. That's good stuff.
He did grab some meds though, and he said grab anything that's starts with an I or ends with a whatever.
Well, I know, but when he pulled the bag up from the pit of zombies, and then Daryl got all up in his face, he said something to the effect of, you didn't grab a single med, but you grabbed this or whatever. Like there was nothing else in there, right? Just the booze.
Yeah, I didn't see. It was Daryl and Michonne that was grabbing everything from the looks of it.
So it's like, if he's going to be there, it's not like that bottle of booze took up the entire bag space. He could have still grabbed some meds.
That's why I didn't want to drop it, because of the booze. Okay, I got you.
No, yeah, but he could have still grabbed some meds, too. I don't understand. And that would have made him look like less of a prick when they found booze on him. Like, well, I still got the meds. It just made him look...
Do you think Daryl would have reacted just a bit differently if it was, if there were meds in there?
I think so. I would have. Yeah. I would have.
Maybe a bag of hash. He'd be singing a different tune.
Meth.
Meth. What?
He's a backcountry hillbilly. They like the meth.
That's true.
Or oxys.
I mean, so I thought that part was. I don't know if that would really be like that in real life. I mean, Pat or River, there. If you guys are alcoholics, do you think? You don't think you could? I mean, it's not like there was a whole bunch of alcohol there. Like, well, more room for meds is less room for all this alcohol. There was no all this alcohol. It was one bottle.
I don't understand why Daryl was so upset. I mean, but I would go and clean out the liquor. I would go and clean out the liquor store, like where he could have last time, because he would have had he has tons of choices. He doesn't just have to go with the Cavassier. He can go with anything.
Why can't you blame Daryl though? I'd be pissed off if this guy grabbed nothing else. He came along as wasted space. I mean, they're there for a reason.
That's the first thing I'd be grabbing: booze and cigarettes.
Well, then you would be the first to get caroled in my group.
See, but even in the zombie apocalypse, you have to know to drink responsibly. I don't think Bob was going to start drinking right there and then and possibly jeopardize, himself for the rest of the group because he's intoxicated. I mean, I guess, there's not enough structure and hierarchy to, put out the PSAs to make sure everybody's drinking responsible in the zombie apocalypse. You just kind of got to, everybody's just got to do their part.
But if he was a responsible drinker, that would imply that he was responsible in general. And to be responsible, he should have at least grabbed meds too, because he had one bottle. I don't understand that. And I don't think that would really happen in real life, because even if I was an alcoholic and I was jonesing for a bottle, I would have grabbed that and I would have filled the rest of it with meds if that's all there was. And like I said, I think Daryl would have handled it a little differently. I would have anyway.
Oh, yeah, totally. I agree.
But anyway, that's just like one part of the story. The bulk of the episode focused on Carol and Rick, and it finally exposed, the whole white elephant in the room with her burning bodies and all that greatness and things like that. And I got to be honest with you, I didn't see it coming that she was going to get extracted, or sorry, exiled rather.
Yeah, hell no, I didn't see that at all.
And obviously she didn't die. Do you think that's the last we're going to see her, or is she going to pop up?
No, she'll pop up, I'm sure.
No, she'll pop up. Where's she going to go? Or she'll come back. I think maybe she'll find some help and, a better situation than they have at the prison, or, find a hospital or something that's got, real meds, and then come back or something.
You don't think she's going to be a bitter case, do you? I don't, because it seemed like it was admissible enough, even though.
She'll end up saving Tyrese's life, and then he'll be all cool with it, and then she'll come back.
I don't know. I mean, it's a tough. I think I got to be honest. I felt bad for her when he was that moment where he was pretty much just ditching her. I felt bad for her. I mean, she made a stupid kind of call, but at the same time, that would suck dick to basically have a family for like a few years, however long they've been together. And just to get shunned out, she plays a pivotal role in this group, which is now her family, and to just be cast out. And on one small, hand, I understand Rick's reasoning a little bit, even though I think he was kind of rash doing it like the, leaving the dog out in the woods, driving out in the woods, because what's he gonna do? He's gonna go back to the camp and be like, oh yeah, Carol, owned up to it, and I ditched her in the woods without consulting Daryl or the committee, as they call it. I understand that she thought, well, if we bring you there and we tell everybody that you did this, Tyrese is going to kill you. Don't bring Tyrese on it. It's like let the committee know first. Like, meet in your little chambers like you all do, Herschel, Daryl, and then talk about it. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I thought it was. I mean, as far as the decision goes, I understand. Like, it kind of seems a little more rash because in the time frame that they have to do it under, obviously within the 42 or 44 minute episode. But yeah, I totally agree with you. If they're going to do something like that, then definitely the hierarchy should be the ones to vote it out. I mean, if it was a person from Woodbury that went all rogue and just did that, then obviously exile is the obvious choice. But I mean, she's established as a character. She's been there since like day one, basically. She is part of the respected people in the prison that make the decisions. So why wouldn't they put it to a vote? I kind of didn't really understand. I thought it was so abrupt and so quick that it happened. I was kind of almost left a little shocked, like, what? This really happened? So,
well, like you said, there's a hierarchy, and she's been there a lot longer than somebody like Tyrese has. And while you understand the situation there with Tyrese, I mean, she deserves a fair trial or whatever they're doing there in the prison. I mean, because Rick's gonna face some shit going. I mean, Daryl and her are tight, and and I mean, I know they trust Rick, and they obviously relinquish all leadership responsibilities to him, and they trust him in that sense. But when he comes back and just says that, I don't know. I don't think they're going to take it quite as easy. Like, well, in Rick we trust. We'll just take it.
Well, he's just going to say she's dead. I mean, that's all he's going to say. And
you think he will?
Yeah.
You think he'll say that?
Yeah.
I don't think he will.
Because he doesn't want the backlash. He doesn't want Carol to be known as the. Well, I don't know.
Rick doesn't seem like a liar, because he even said. Basically, he even told her, like, when they find out what you did, as if to say, I will tell them. When they find out, I mean, that's the way I took it.
Well, then there's going to be some backlash on Rick for letting it go.
Because if he was just gonna lie, then why not just bring Carol back and just not fucking say a word about it?
Yeah, that's true.
Keep it on the down low. I mean, which, if I think like any other government, ours, I mean, they would have just kept it quiet in the committee. Like, all right, we'll just keep this under the DL. We did something shitty. I mean, we do that all the time in our.
I think there'd be a certain faction that would obviously want to protect their own and not let Tyrese know or not let the others know. Mm-hmm. But I don't know what would ultimately win out. I don't know. I think there would be people that would be for kind of protecting her and other ones that would be against it, but I don't know. Ultimately I think it would kind of come to the surface anyways, and she just kind of it'd be kind of a situation where I think Tyrese would kind of just like snap and try to kill her.
Well, and also they can't just sweep it under the rug, because Tyrese is going to demand repercussion. He wants to find out who did it, and it's just going to be the what is it, the heart beating underneath the floorboards. I mean, they can't just shrug it off. He's going to get to the bottom of it.
Well, that's the thing. He should shrug it off. I mean, that long. Yeah, he didn't know her that long, and Carol's in the right here, man. I mean, she's got to protect everybody else. She can't just think of Tyree's sex life.
She is not in the right. She should have consulted.
She is in the right.
She should have consulted it with. If there's a committee, there's a committee.
Rick wasn't making decisions at the time. He was he was a pig farmer.
There's still other people though. I mean, I don't know. And
take advice from a one-legged man. No, I'm going to take matters into my own hands and take care of it.
I don't know. Do you guys think that they found those 2 wanderers in that one house.
Yeah.
And one of them got all eaten, the chick with the tattoo, which, you know what, I saw that when I zoomed in on her tattoo. Like, oh, they're giving us an identifier when we see her dead or something.
Right.
But it's getting a little predictable in that sense, the way they do the show. But, we're left with that one guy who's still alive. But, so Carol, Rick still being the big softy at heart, I guess, let's wait a few more minutes. And Carol, she said, well, we still go, basically, because he had a watch, basically, and he's not here, and we got to move forward. Do you think that little gesture she made, do you think Rick made his mind up what he was going to do when they got in that car before she made that gesture? Like, he was conflicted with himself what he was going to do, and maybe that pushed him over the edge? Because that was a pretty cold statement. Like, basically, I'll lead this group if you're not going to lead it. And I'm saying, leave that asshole.
Well, is it that much? Is she really kind of overstepping her bounds when she has to kind of assume that position more? I mean,
maybe that's the way. Maybe it was an intimidation thing.
Well, I mean, or maybe he felt it was kind of a posturing thing. She can't. If I'm supposed to be the leader of this group, we can't have her making decisions like this and continue to make decisions like this. Plus, maybe kind of felt it as undermining her too, undermining him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think so, and I just felt it, like the look in Rick's eyes, the look in his eyes, the whole episode, kind of like he was conflicted. They weren't talking about it; it was kind of awkward,
and then disappointment too, kind of.
Well, I don't know if it was just. I think he understands why she did it. He just doesn't want to come out and say it.
Right, and disappointment in the decision that he feels he has to make.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to do it, but he feels that he absolutely has to.
No, I agree. To keep her safe.
Right. All these other options we discussed, as far as like, okay, well, he could just stick and keep it on the DL and all go back to the prison and live happily ever after, whatever. That wouldn't work out because he even said, like, look, I've got kids there, we got people there. Basically, if it comes out, and it will come out, then I'm gonna get pit. So they're gonna. He's like, he's gonna beat the fuck out of me, and who knows what he'll do, go crazy because when you're withholding information, he's basically liable and he's part of it. I mean, I don't. That's the way. That's what I think.
And he made the best decision, I thought. But I mean,
I disagree with you. I don't
really?
think she handled. I don't think she handled it the right. Well, like Rick said, first of all, they're gonna fix him up, and then we might get to a point where it's like, oh, like he was saying, she might not have had to die. That's not a word. That might not have had to have been necessary, basically, and she made a rash decision, which I know you have to do in leadership positions, which she wasn't in a leadership position, but basically. I don't know. I don't think she was too rash with it. I don't know. Wasn't not what I would do.
Well, would you just throw them in the cellar like they did after that, or?
Well, at least they're locked. At least they'd be locked in a cell at the time.
Dude, yeah, they were locked away in a different cell block, pretty far away.
Yeah, but you don't know if that thing's airborne. You might as well burn the bodies. That's what I'm saying. If they were the only 2 infected, you might as well kill them off right away before it spreads. I agree. Exactly what she did.
No, okay, no. I seriously doubt you would do that if you were in that situation. You might agree with it, but
why not, dude? You got to keep everybody else safe, dude.
You wouldn't do it.
I would do it. I'd make the decision to do it. I'd back her.
Yeah. Oh, you'd make the decision to do it and have somebody else do it.
Yes.
You wouldn't do it.
No, I wouldn't do it.
That's what good managers do. They delegate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. God.
Nobody else would have done it though. Herschel wouldn't have done it. Rick wouldn't have done it. Nobody would have. Carl might have done it, but
all Carol's proven is she's the only one this season with a set of balls. So
I agree.
There we go.
That's why I like her.
Well, if we're gonna burn those 2 people that were sick, then we're just gonna have to burn Carol, who was hugging them all and doing all God knows what to all, leading them down there. I'm sorry. I mean, it's so stupid. It's dumb, man. I'm glad to know, River, or in this instance, I'm going to call you Todd, that you're so quick to kill us. Thank you very much. If we get sick in the zombie,
it's a zombie apocalypse, dude. Everybody's on their own, dude.
Okay, so I've known you forever and a day. I come down with something serious like flu. I agree and I comply to go in a cell block, totally opposite sides of the prison. Stay away from me, if you will. You're gonna go and drag me in the middle of the night and burn me? Well, first of all, you would never get your hands on me, but theoretically, you would drag me in the night, just torture me.
If you're gonna turn out like Harry Potter, of course I would. I torch you.
This is fucking horseshit.
I torch.
Bullshit. You know what?
We're finding out about more than just The Walking Dead today, ladies and gentlemen. We're finding about relationships.
we're getting worked up over a hypothetical situation.
Okay. Would you want to save yourself, or would you want to save about 50 people?
You know what? Let it be my call then. I'm a just man.
Okay.
I'll burn myself like a Tibetan monk if I got to. But I mean,
you need to start carrying a card in your wallet, like a do not resuscitate for just in case of hypothetical situation. Then it's
the zombie apocalypse breaks out.
Then your wishes are clear and cut, and Todd has no excuse then if he set you on fire when you've blatantly said don't set me on fire.
Well, now that we have shows like The Walking Dead and whatnot, we have no excuse not to be prepared. So if a zombie apocalypse comes upon us, we all have to sort of create mental wills with each other and be like, okay, if this comes to pass, we've all seen The Walking Dead. We know what's coming now. If we all get sick, we have to agree. Do we want to put each other out? Okay, and get each other seal of approval. Not wait till the 11th hour, because you know what? I don't know. I'm a little upset.
Hey, speaking of this, guys, did you hear George Romero's shots in The Walking Dead?
Yeah, I saw. I can't remember where I saw a little blurb about that.
Yeah.
But he said it's a soap opera where they deal with zombies every once in a while. And
yeah.
I mean, I can kind of see his point, but at the same time, he kind of sounds just like a grumpy old man.
He is a grumpy old man because he was quoted to say, "I've always been used to zombie as characters for satire and political criticism." And then find out missing in the show now, and basically, it's a zombie soap opera. They asked him to do a few episodes, and he didn't want to be a part of it.
He's still bitching about fast-moving zombies, and that was 28 days later, and the Dawn of the Dead remake came out almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, he just needs to shut his fucking mouth.
No, I mean, all due respect to him and all that stuff, but yeah, his
time is over, dude.
Well, he said I use zombies for satirical and whatever purposes. He's a different director. He's a different filmmaker. I mean, why would he be happier if everybody ripped him off completely?
Yeah, but
everything the way he does.
But even then, he'd be more relevant if he just kind of went along with it. And I'm sure AMC's they're not just pandering to him. They'd actually would possibly really appreciate his input. And could you imagine a little bit more of audiences that would be drawn to a George Romero directed episode?
I'd love it. I mean, they offered him 2 episodes and he didn't want any part of it. Like you said, I mean, I don't know, whatever.
He looks like he totally smells like mothballs.
Yeah. Totally. Oh, he looks wretched.
And he has no room to talk after the movies he's put out in the past 12 years.
Yeah, they've all been turds.
Yeah.
No, I mean, he had his day.
Yeah.
I'm still mad about Bruiser. That stupid fucking
I like Bruiser, dude. Stop it. I enjoy it.
Oh, goodness gracious. Walking Dead. Back to Walking Dead. I don't know if I want to go back to Walking Dead because I'm a little heated right now.
Why? Why are you heated?
Because I think you're acting irrational. I just think
if
it was you, if you were sick, I would be totally content with dragging you to the other side of the prison, leaving you there until we figured out what to do.
I would give you my ticket to burn my body and kill me. I would.
Okay, well if you gave us that permission, then sure.
That's what I would do.
But if you didn't want it and you were scared, like a real person probably would be in that situation at the moment. I mean, come on.
But I don't know. I mean, for the good of the group, I mean, I think it had to be done. I understand what she did.
And we could find some rudimentary law system and set it up to where we get power of attorney and just make that decision for you.
Yeah, there you go.
He's too sick. This is what he'd want.
Yeah. Pull the plug,
what else do we need to cover about this episode? What else am I forgetting? Do you think the gentleman, who they found in the house, I can't remember either one of their names.
The dude from Accepted?
Do you think
the tweaker?
Do you think he's just gone? He's one of those filler characters that we won't see again?
I don't know. I mean, Rick gave him a gun and he said to shoot when if he got into trouble. And I don't know. I mean, you didn't hear a shot, obviously, because they'd probably make it a point to be like, that would be pretty pronounced if it happened. But it shows her getting eaten on the lawn across the distance from where they found her foot and the basket of apples she was picking at the time. So I don't know.
Which I don't understand.
I kind of have a spoiler on that, but I don't know. Maybe
why was it a good idea?
How did she hop all the way across the street with one foot?
I don't know.
Well, maybe the zombie chewed off her foot over there and then dragged it over there and ate it because he didn't want to be with the group.
Good point.
Maybe he's like, oh, fuck all these guys. Or they smack when they eat.
Yeah, yeah.
But
he's only shown to be in one episode on IMDb, so.
Oh, well, there you go. You spoiled it for everybody, Todd.
Sorry.
IMDb is updated like normal people.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
But I think whose Blame Brain idea was that for them to split up exactly?
I don't know.
Somebody mentioned it. I don't remember if it was them or because it couldn't have been Rick because Rick didn't want him to go anywhere.
Yeah, they wanted to, and Carol was like, "Okay, go do it. Cover more ground."
Maybe Carol did. Maybe Carol's like split up. I don't know. She's all crazy.
Well, that was just stupid on their part. Cause the girl said herself she could barely walk.
Yeah.
Or her foot didn't heal right, so she walks all funny. And then he had that dislocated shoulder, so he wouldn't be doing too well. But I don't know. I'm kind of with you though. I think it might have been just a little filler, just to
represent that decision Carol make and her change. I mean, to me, that was the quintessential moment. Like. When she said, "Leave that guy, we're not waiting." To me, that represented it. Like this is a different person.
Yeah, I agree totally.
Well, gosh, predictions for the next episode. It's going to be a juicy one. I mean, like what's going to happen with Rick when he goes back to the prison first? I mean,
this one is as open ended I think as any because they're heading back with the meds now. Do we think the meds are going to work? Or even kind of? It looks like I don't know if you watched the preview for the next episode. It looks like. Some people might get worse.
Was that Glenn's dead leg hanging out the cell?
I don't know because it showed him trying to help Herschel with some people, and then remember all of a sudden he just had like a coughing fit.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was him or who knows. Maybe they'll just kill off everybody just in one fell swoop with everybody gets infected.
I just don't see Glenn getting killed out this year.
I think
so beloved.
I think he'll be miraculously saved like Carl was in season 2. They'll just drag it out for a few episodes, though.
I mean, it's still a TV show that banks on its ratings. And, yeah, I mean, I think they're going to go the whipped way and not kill off Glenn. He's one of their cash cows. Same thing. I mean, I think Norman Reedus is going to mysteriously have the antibody and he's totally immune. Like, we can't kill him.
They're not killing him.
I'm just glad to see that in the next week's episode that it's only 2 episodes and they've actually made it back to the prison with the meds seemingly, and then there's not going to take 5 episodes like it would normally. Them wandering around outside doing nothing but talking. So
it was a good episode outside the prison. I personally wouldn't mind if they just killed everybody off, and for some reason it was back to a very, very small group of people when they had to hit the bricks again. I wouldn't mind that. Like,
where do you think they go though? Or do you think they just travel the countryside like the Partridge Family? Or?
Well, look at all the gas they mysteriously have.
Yeah,
no shit. Where are they getting that from, by the way? Unless they're just every car they come across, maybe they say. But you figure most of it had been, after 2 years, most of it had been evaporated.
Yeah, gas is no good after so long. Well, look at Daryl riding around on that old Triumph motorcycle
with the SS lightning bolts and the Death's Head on the.
I mean, first of all,
how do standards and practices let that through?
I don't know. The thing's in good shape. Where's he finding parts for upkeep on a hog like that? And none of it makes sense. There's all kinds of stuff.
Why when they went to the mechanics, when they were at the mechanics garage, didn't they grab every quart of oil that they could? Because obviously, you're not going to come across the stuff all too often.
Yeah, I don't know. None of that makes sense.
They didn't even grab all the medication either. Who knows?
That's Bob's fault. Nobody else had any more space.
Yep.
But anyway, I don't know. As far as the next episode, at least as Rick is concerned, I mean, it's going to be. I think it's going to be the focus point of the next episode. Just the tension that's going to come of him coming back without Carol. As far as Carol returning, not the next episode. I don't think.
No, I don't think so either.
No.
Might be a while. I don't know, man. I don't think Daryl's going to take it.
Do you think she's just going to wander then, or do you think she'll
meet up with the governor? Who knows?
Yeah, or maybe get a lead on where he might be at.
Do you think she's as vulnerable of a character now to where she could meet up with the governor and the governor like a sociopath he is, welcome her with open arms and pretty much turn her against. You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think if he found out where she was, or he'd grab her and torture her and figure out, try to figure out a weakness possibly into the prison, and ultimately just wind up killing her, or even use her as bait to try to kind of lure everybody out into an ambush of some kind.
Well, just like she said, I mean, she doesn't put up a shit anymore. She got beat up by her husband the whole. First.
Yeah. She'd shank that motherfucker. He wouldn't even get a chance.
Yeah. Well, as far as Rick going back empty-handed, I mean, I know the two people that'll be pissed off directly is his son, and Norman Reedus. Anybody else, I have no idea really, but it'll probably be.
I don't think Herschel will be too thrilled, but he's got bigger fish to fry on his hands right now. But I think he'll have the good dad talk with Rick as to why he did it. And
River, what about you?
Tyree's sister dies next episode. That's what I'm guessing. I think half of the people will die in the prison that are infected. Glenn will be safe, and somehow he will miraculously survive. And maybe the little girl kills somebody inside the jail cell to save somebody.
Yeah.
So maybe she saves Glenn's life or something, or Herschel's, from a zombie.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Todd's been pretty good with his prediction this year, so.
Yeah, I mean, my estimates for the next episode are pretty broad and simple in one sentence. And Todd goes really detailed.
It's more fun to do that.
And then I predict on the next Walking Dead, it's going to involve this. But it's
more fun, dude. It's more fun.
He's got a copy of the script.
He wants to put money on all of a sudden. Like what?
I'll be betting Walking Dead episodes by the year.
Todd's making these weird parlay bets. I thought he was a degenerate gambler at first, but now I'm just thinking he has copies of the script.
Got a handle on Biff's Sports Almanac.
Hey, listeners like that stuff. Might as well give them detailed.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, like the rest of the season is proving relatively hard to predict for me. I mean, it's not, and that's good. Every episode's fairly different. I really liked how he steps outside of the prison. With that said, I don't think this episode, I can't give it quite as high as a mark as the last couple. I don't know. What did I give the last couple? I can never remember.
8.5, 9.
8.5 to 9.
You gave the second one. I think you gave one of them 9.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give this one a solid 8 then. 7.5 in the low end, but I'll give it a solid 8.
I'll go a 7 on this one. I don't know, just some kind of stuff that was just kind of I don't know, the stuff that we kind of pointed out that really didn't make sense, and just kind of, I don't know, the action was just like you said, it was kind of a little predictable, and then I don't know, I just didn't have a good feel for it. I'm actually excited about next week's episode more than this one was, so I'll give it a 7.
And I totally agree with you. I give it a solid 7. I mean, just like Mr. Fink from Are You Afraid of the Dark, it wasn't leaving me wanting more, just the magical rule. So, yes, I will give it a solid 7 because I wasn't too, I was into it, but I wasn't. Let's just say that. And I am looking forward to next episode, but I mean, last episode was the best episode, I thought. The isolation.
You guys got
episode.
me wanting to change my. Now, okay, I'm going to go to 7.5. All right.
Okay.
That's what I'll say. But like I said, if we were sitting down watching the whole thing in a marathon, I think the episode's awesome. In context with the rest of the series, it'd be fine. It is. It's the broken up week thing. Yeah.
Well, the last episode was just so damn great. I mean, you can't really beat it.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's about all we got. Did we cover everything?
Yes, we did.
All right. Much. Well, thank you, everybody, for listening. Be sure to leave a lot of feedback, tons of feedback telling us we're awesome or we suck on the YouTube feed or the Facebook, Behind the Mask Presents. The Twitter, follow us at BTM Presents, at BTM Presents. And, of course, BehindTheMaskPresents.com and iTunes. We like feedback. We'll call you out if it pisses us off. So piss us off a little bit. Sure. And that's about it. We thank you very much. Adios.
We'll see you next week.
Good night, Canada.